Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to your weekly oracle reading. Let's see what messages the universe has for pile 1. Okay, so our first card is Alliance, and I will show that to you in just a moment. I'm looking up the meaning. And I am getting the spiritual meaning coming through. You are part of an amazing universe within and of creation, connected to and therefore with access to all the colors of life's canvas, mortal body, immortal soul, living many lives in endless forms throughout existence. You are in every breeze, every feather, and part of every sunrise. You are the love that underpins the all. Bring this connection to consciousness. Okay, so let me get the card here. What I'm getting is some of you have been a little detached and disconnected. Look at all that red, orange, and yellow, lower chakra. The divine or the universe is saying that it wants you to come back to your spiritual side, get out of your head, to live more in your heart. It's wanting you to reconnect. I mean, the divine is always within us, but sometimes we just lose our connection. We don't think about it. We just feel like we're alone, or we're just kind of drifting, even though the presence is always around us and within us. And the universe is saying, come back to this. Come back to that spiritual connection. It's time to wake up. It's time to free yourself of the burden, the way you've been living lately. You're just feeling kind of down and stuck, and more in the 3D instead of the spiritual, or the 5D, I guess you could say, either or. And the second card is miracles. So this connection, this reuniting, or I don't really like to use that word because, as I said, we're already connected. The divine is always there, but for lack of a better word, reuniting or igniting that divine spark, reconnecting with the divine, it's going to bring more miracles in your life. And not only that, I mean, it's obvious, but this experience itself is going to be a miracle. The universe is saying it's time to start living more in the spiritual reality, connecting to all those divine gifts of who you are, because you're squandering them. You're not using them for yourself and others at this time. So you need to do a little work, tap into that divine inner power, and come back to who you truly are. Not just stuck in this, everyday, go to work, get up, eat, sleep, shower, not that daily grind. You need to come back to the spirituality. And look at that, raven shaman. You are the creator and the magician. Use your gifts for good. There's a power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as the keeper of mysteries. So we have that shamanic power, that alchemist inside us. So again, it's saying connect to this power. It's time to reclaim it and become more of who you are. It's time to start living a more spiritual, fulfilling life. And I forgot to mention before I started, I changed out our weekly affirmation to a new deck, and we're now using an abundance deck, or an abundance affirmation. And my financial success does not require hard work. It's the card here. So you may be feeling, again, where I was talking about, you're kind of living the 3D grind of going to work and just kind of floating along without being present. You don't have to work hard. I mean, we do need to work. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, but you don't have to be a slave to the grind in order to make money. You can do the things you love, and maybe that's part of more of the spiritual awakening. Part of that miracle is waking up and remembering you don't have to live this way. Maybe it's time to get out of this job that you've been doing for so long that you've just become accustomed to, used to. But it's not the truth of who you are. It's not bringing you that purity of being, that joy, that happiness that we deserve to feel, but also reminding you, you don't have to live that way in order to be financially successful. You can do anything. You can do the things that you love to make money. And your chakra card, sacral chakra and tiger's eye, pulled that out for you, is the stone. Passion, turn your fear of change into excitement for change. And that's what the back, it doesn't really look like that, but that's okay. So again, you may be fearful about changing this because, again, this happens to all of us when we get stuck in a pattern of living a certain way. It can be a little scary trying to come out of it just because, you know, the unknown. But this is saying tap into that sacral, and look at that. All the sacral here, a lot of sacral and root chakra, solar plexus. So rooting yourself, working on those lower chakras, that's going to help you get through this as well. And whenever you turn your fear and change for excitement, that's talking about moving forward and doing what you love, what you're passionate about, not just being stuck in this everyday 3D life. And this, the job is what I'm getting mostly. You're just not happy, and you haven't been for quite some time. So it's time to move forward, to get out of that, start living a more spiritual life. And your angel oracle, 2 cards actually popped out for you. Take charge and action, and harmony, harmony and resolution. So as you begin to take charge and action, that's going to bring more harmony. It's going to bring more miracles, more balance, more fullness, more spirituality to your life. The universe is saying it's time for this now. It's time for movement. It's time to wake up to your truth of who you are and what you're capable of, and stop being stuck and living in this old reality, this old way of life. It's no longer serving you. And your sacred geometry oracle is, look at that, orange and yellow and red again coming through powerfully in all 3 of those cards. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So creating that joy within you, that passion, living fully and completely in your power, and that's going to cause the ripple, as I often talk about. We affect the world around us, the people around us, and it's going to bring more joy into the lives of others as well, whether you intend to do that or not, by becoming happier, more sustained, more fulfilled, and doing what you love. Is going to bring more joy, peace, and happiness into your life and the rest of the world. So those are your messages. I hope they're helpful. Good luck on your path this week. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam. Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to your weekly oracle reading. Let's see what messages the universe has for pile 2 this week. Core. And you can see that she is holding her lower stomach, her abdominal area. And you can see all of these colors coming through. So this is telling me, this is about balance, not balancing your core, not just grounding, but centering everything, because look how bright her heart is shining. And look at her third eye and her higher consciousness energy. This is about tapping into that, that divine presence within you. It's about balancing everything out, grounding your core, and just allowing the energy to flow more naturally. I'm hearing that some of you have been feeling a little stuck or down, maybe stagnant, so it's time to do some type of energy work, which is why core is coming through. And the second card is openness, and this is what's going to help you. And also look at that full moon, new beginnings. So this is going to put you on the path of going in a new direction. It's going to change the way things are for you. It's time for new beginning, and the more open you can be with yourself, and also some of you, it's about being open with yourself, and for others it's a group of people or a relationship that's not doing so well right now. It's time to be open and honest about the situation so you can move forward and get out of this. Or you may not get out of it. You might just work on whatever the problem is and bring it all into balance. Change it up. In your animal oracle, sea otter, happiness. See, it's about being happy, open. Be the master of playful living. Release the expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So this is about having more fun in your life. It's about self-love as well, because when you balance yourself, when you tap into that self-love, it raises your vibration so much higher, and the guidance comes through easier. You can flow through life easier. It's not as difficult when we're shut off from things. So also allowing more love in your life. It might not just be self-love. It could be about allowing yourself to be loved as well. But being more playful, adding more joy to your life, having more fun. And I forget to mention, I switched out the weekly affirmation for abundance affirmation. And the card is, the story I tell is the basis of my life. So again, being open and honest. What are you telling yourself? What kind of life are you living? Is it your truth, or is it something you're making up, creating that's not who you are, the way you should be living? It's time to face that truth. Tell yourself what you really want to see, how you really want to live, and focus on that. And your chakra card, creativity, throat chakra, Amazonite, and I pulled that out for you. Kind of looks like that. Creativity, use creativity to transform your pain into positivity. So again, when you're having more fun, there's some kind of issue going on right now that's keeping you from being balanced. That's why it's talking about the core, because the first card in the readings that I do is always the main message. So again, it says here, the story I tell my life is the base, or the story I tell is the basis of my life. What are you telling yourself? Are you being honest with yourself, with others? And also releasing that pain. It's time to let go what you've been holding on to. Maybe you've forgotten about it and you've been suffering for a while, but the universe is saying, no, be honest with yourself. It's time to release and let this go. It's time to have more fun, to open to new beginnings, expand your consciousness, expand who you are and your abilities. In your angel oracle, inner child healing. Okay, so that's, I get it now. Where it's talking about pain. For some of you, that pain has to do with your inner child. So this message is for some of you, but not all of you. That might be a completely different pain. It may not be any anguish at all. But for some of you, there's a major inner child healing that needs to take place. You need to face this, face that truth of it, and work through it so you can live a better, a more fun and open life. I don't want to say better. I try not to see things as better or worse, but you know what I mean. So it's time to open yourself, do the work. And your sacred geometry card is activation, sacral chakra. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires, stimulates our creative power, and manifests success and abundance in our life. So yes, being more playful, it's time for more success. It's time for more fun. You have this ability within you. And look, as I was saying here, you can see where her hands are, on her solar plexus and her sacral. But her heart is opening. Look at her consciousness expanding. She's tapping into that divine power. So it's time to work through these issues. It's time to release and tell yourself the truth and face what's really going on. Work on this and move forward so you can live a more happy and fulfilling life. So those are your messages for the week. I hope they're helpful. Good luck on your path. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam. Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to your weekly oracle reading Let's see what messages the universe has for pile 3 this week. Our first card is expectation, and I am feeling guided to read from the book for this one. And in case you haven't seen my readings before, this first card is our main message, and it has an earthly meaning and a heavenly, or spiritual meaning, sorry. And spiritual meaning is the one that I'm feeling most drawn to read. Inspiration breaks through expectations like a lightning bolt. It awakens inside you, shatters doubt, and fills your life with creative energy. Every day you are the creator of a new world. Be the creator of a fairer, more inspiring and positive one. Shift perception, raise expectation, and burst into a new horizon. Hope anticipates better days ahead. Happiness makes better days today. Okay, so some of you, let me grab this card. Look at all that beautiful gold. Look at that. Sun represents strength and power. It's also masculine energy. Buffalo represent abundance. And we've got the giant dragonfly here, which is transformation. So it's time for you to go through some type of transformation. It's going to bring more abundance, and it's also telling you you have the power to do this. Not to worry, not to be fearful, but the universe is wanting you to start seeing things with a different perspective. You have not been... your expectations of yourself and your life have been low for quite some time. And the universe is wanting you to raise your standard, to raise your expectation, and start living a better life, a more abundant life, as well as creative and just a happy, joyous, free life. And the second card is love. So this is telling, again, look at that, there's earth and water here as well. So this is saying that love, whether you need to receive the love, or it's giving love, or possibly it's just a balance between the two. But by bringing more love into your life, it's going to help you with this transformation. It's going to give you the energy, the courage, the fortitude that you need to work through this. Sometimes when we're stuck living a certain way, it can be really uncomfortable to start transitioning and moving forward, but the universe is saying it's time for that. It's time for this transition by showing you. And I mean, look at the size of that thing, it's huge. But it's also telling you you have the strength within you, and it's going to bring more freedom and abundance in your life. And your animal oracle is horses, and look at that, freedom. This is going to bring more freedom in your life, more peace. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength that's coming up again. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. So this is a major thing. This is saying it's time for you to start pursuing that dream. Or maybe you were pursuing it and you stopped and you've gotten lost on the path. So it's time for you to start moving forward again. It's time to reclaim that dream, to start doing what you love, to get out of this stuck feeling, this mode, it's time to raise your expectations and to bring more love into your life as well. And I've changed our weekly affirmation to a weekly abundance affirmation. So I am the attractor of my experience. So reminding you that, whatever you're attracting into your life, and look, this is interesting, look at the colors in both of these. It's a completely different picture, but very similar. I mean, look at all the yellow around it. It's also got the green, the earth represented, and in between where the headspace is, it's got the purple and the blues like across the wing. So how interesting. Raise your expectations, reminding you, you are the attractor, you're the creator. What are you bringing into your life? If you don't like it, you can change it at any time. You have that strength. You have the courage. The universe is reminding you that you have these abilities and it's time to tap into those and move forward, pursuing your dreams and your passions. And your chakra card, throat chakra, and sodalite is the stone for that. Vulnerability. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't get the word out. Vulnerability. Showing the vulnerability is a sign of strength. So again, when we're feeling weak, we're vulnerable, we think of it as, well, it's not a weakness, but when we're feeling low, we're not at our most powerful, we can be, it can be more difficult to express this, but again, it's telling you there's power in that. So if you need help, if you need to reach out to somebody, just make sure it's someone that you can trust. It's okay to be vulnerable. There's strength in this. And your angel card, Oracle, vulnerability and freedom. Look at that. Oh my gosh, vulnerability here and freedom here. So that is amazing. So with love and also being vulnerable, the two powerful things that are going to help you transform through this, it's going to bring more freedom in your life. You're not going to feel as stuck as you have been. And once you get going, there's no stopping you. That's one thing I'm getting. This isn't going to be that difficult for you. It may seem a little daunting right now, but once you start, and the universe is already supporting and bringing in all that energy, once you start moving and you feel, you're feeling that power coming through and how good it feels, there's not going to be any stopping you. You're just going to transform and go through this just perfectly in flow. And your sacred geometry activation, Gaia in 28, that's also abundance. And I'm not surprised Gaia, Mother Earth, is coming up, because look, there's earth here, and water. And also in this angel down here, there's earth and water in the background, and earth here. So it's coming up like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that might be a sign that you need to get out more often as well. Getting out in nature will help you transform through this as well. And also I just realized both of these have a sun, and showing that masculine energy, that strength, that power that you have within you. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So reminding you again, you're not alone. It's okay to be vulnerable, whether you're doing it with somebody or by yourself, but reminding you're not alone, and going out into earth, reconnecting to all of those divine energies. That's going to help you get through this even faster and transform. So what an exciting reading. I hope those are your messages for the week. I hope they're helpful. Good luck on your path. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam.